So this is take two of not a podcast.
So why does it take two, Stefan?
We did about, I think, 30 minutes worth of content earlier today. We gave a nice explanation of what this is and isn't, what you can expect as a viewer/listener. And then after we decided to cut and then go practice, my phone overheated and nothing saved. So we're running.
So we did a nice take one for just us.
Yes.
Excellent.
Some things were said. There are going to be some new shout-outs, and you might be like, why are we shouting out this today? But shout out to Alan for giving us a new shout-out. It's mostly gardening equipment.
Yes.
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 Yeah, shout out to hoes in general.
Yeah, Alan came by and called me a hoe. So we decided today
but
we're shouting out the hoes.
We're shouting out those.
And Alan.
And Alan specifically,
Yeah.
yes. I think we're live. We are live. We are live.
We're live?
We are live, I think.
Okay.
Yes. Big, not a podcast energy.
Yeah.
So after asking my brother about his opinions, he said that in general, he didn't know what he was looking at. Was it live commentary? Was it a voiceover or something that we recorded previously? Like, what can people that have the unfortune to come across or being shared this link or whatever they've been provided, what can they expect?
So he wanted to see our faces.
Well, that's
essentially.
the one thing, yes.
Okay. So this is for him. And to everyone else, I'm sorry. You didn't ask for this.
Did not.
But we do have Natalie and your brother now.
Yes, my brother subscribed to my channel for who knows what reason. He's
okay.
very keen.
He's keen.
All the videos are unlisted.
Yeah.
Can only find it via link.
Natalie already knows what we look like. So she doesn't want to see more of us.
Sorry, Natalie.
Yeah, sorry, Natalie. Okay. So here we are in the flesh,
so to speak.
People can see now how unathletic we both are.
Both on and off camera.
Yeah.
So I think what people can expect for at least today's not a episode would be just a bit of a mind dump, as we usually do, but there's going to be no game footage to distract us, so it's going to be it's actually going to be less informative.
Because now no one can watch actual people play Ultimate.
Now it's just us.
They just have to stare at our faces. That's
so I don't know, we might need to make some edits or add some music in the background or something to distract all the people out there.
We can just put footage of Zach Norbaum missing deep balls on repeat. Looping over. Maybe
a picture-in-picture, like over here. Maybe.
Yeah.
That going.
Okay.
So I believe we ended off the previous episode with me being ass in the air and then having some reflections on that. And
yes.
I think today we're going to delve into the very uncontroversial topic of mixed ultimate.
Yeah, we've been definitely, we've added ourselves as a propaganda machine for the end of mixed ultimate.
That is true.
And we should probably explain why we are a propaganda machine for the end of mixed, and the benefits we think there are to ending mixed. This isn't just a we hate women or we hate mixed.
I mean, maybe a little. Maybe a little. But this is how we rationalize it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be you guys will be privy to the internal workings of Olympic level mental gymnastics right now.
True. It could be that we just hate women.
Yes.
And we're just rationalizing it away.
We are very much aware of this possibility.
Completely, fair. That's
I would even
that's a good point.
Go so far as to invite anyone to go into the comment section and let us know how wrong we are.
Please. I mean, we'll read all. I assume 5 people get a comment. We'll read them all. Leave your name. Let us know how you feel. Okay, so where should we start?
Let's start. Some people say start at the beginning, Marco.
Okay, so what's the beginning?
It's a good question. And start from. So you are a new player.
Okay.
Put yourself in the mind space of a new player.
Okay, so we'll go from why.
Yeah, at the beginning, holistically speaking.
Why is
from
mixed?
Grassroots levels.
Why do I think mixed is bad?
Yes.
Specifically for new
grassroots,
players.
Yes.
Okay. I guess this might be an interesting take for you. I don't. If everyone's new.
Everyone.
If everyone, men, women, everyone's new, mixed isn't terrible.
And I suppose you're saying that
Yeah.
because no one can throw, no one
No
has
one can
practiced
throw, no one
throwing,
can catch it.
blank slate.
Yes.
Everyone's ass.
Yeah, everyone's kind of ass. Now, I do think that, so let's say you get a group of people on the beach, no one's played, it's mixed. You decide to play Ultimate. Doesn't matter. I will say, I do think during that game that men will touch the disc much more than women, even if there's kind of an equal gender ratio across the group. Just because I think when you're ass, throwing to a man is typically easier because there's a much sort of larger target area to hit. And they're typically more aggressive in that situation. Yanaman's disappointed.
Janaman, could we get a quick comment from you? Just as a returning host of the show, let me just...
All that I want to know is, have you stopped commentating since I saw you last time? Because this is exactly what you were busy with doing the last time I saw you.
We have stopped. Obviously, we've moved locations.
Okay, so you didn't continue on the drive.
We did. Yeah, we didn't continue on the drive. But that's about it.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Thank you.
Anything you want
I
to know
love
from
your
me?
disappointing look when you walked down those stairs and saw what we were doing. And you're just immediately
Like, you're still busy.
disappointed in us. Thank you.
I don't expect much more.
All right, you can go to practice now.
Thank you, Jan Gerke, returning host of the Not Podcast. So we were saying, all things equal, people are ass. Men generally are larger targets to hit.
Are larger targets hit.
Wingspans.
Yeah, I'm
In
not
general,
necessarily saying they're better at catching or,
Yeah, but, I mean,
they just
they're
have larger wingspans. They're running faster. Typically, it's
reckless abandon. Let's just.
Yes.
We don't even care.
they're
We
more
just run
aggressive.
into
Typically,
things.
they're just yelling for the disc.
Okay.
So if that's the case, I don't think mixed is not a bad place to start if none of you know how to play. It can be fun to play with friends. Where I think mixed becomes an issue is like the second time you play. Well, so the first time you play, like I said, guys are going to get the discs, I think, more frequently than girls. And because of that, they're going to get better, maybe just a little bit, than the girls who play. So in the second time they play, the guys are a little bit better, and maybe the girls aren't quite as good as...
The girls might be shell-shocked
Yes.
because they got plowed by a guy.
True. There is that element that you could get run over by a guy.
Excuse
And
my phrasing. Yes, run over by a guy. That's
Yes.
probably better.
hit by a truck.
Dump truck. Shout out
Shout out to puberty.
to waste removal machines.
Okay, so I think there's that slight advantage you get from getting the disc more in that first game, and now you're a little bit better in the second game, and so you get the disc a little bit more, and so you get a little bit better than everyone else who's still playing. They're still getting better, but you're getting more better.
Yeah, I mean, assuming everyone's learning curve is equal, some people
Yes.
might just pick it up naturally faster. due
Might
to
pick it
the
up naturally
history of
faster.
sport or just general athleticism.
Yeah, but I'm saying
okay,
even if
yeah.
all learning curves are equal, they're getting the disc
Yeah,
more because
marginal.
they're a little bit better from the start. So then
Mhm.
the rate at which they're growing is is increasing faster than everyone else. So then you eventually kind of get to a point where like the men can kind of play, and the women who have learned the game, but they haven't quite learned it as fast because they haven't gotten the disc as much, are kind of left behind. So this is where I think the big inequality comes in mixed, is you have this, you build this gender gap that kind of naturally happens.
As an example,
Yes.
let's say we're playing mixed, kind of casual, and there's one person on each team that can more or less huck the disc long, and he hucks it long, and every single time there's a guy that just runs down the long ball, despite there being a girl in the end zone, either on D or O, and because the guy's just 20 centimeters or a couple of inches longer than the girl, he just skies it every single time. So in that circumstance, I can kind of see that happening. So the guy will get comfortable cutting deep. Let's say the women cutter won't have the confidence, because even if she does cut deep, there's a guy just skying in the end zone that peeled off his own defender and he went for the D, for example. I mean, this is like an isolated incident, but what we're talking about is a more systemic touch on disc availability. Rambling words now, that we are postulating men get over women just when everything starts out equal, which is then to the detriment of women's development.
200.
Dag sê Tiaan.
Yes, so I think WFDF knows this. So when I started Ultimate, mixed was 5-2 ratio, so 5 guys to 2 girls. And then it went to 4-3. And then it went to an optional, if you wanted, there was a gender line where you could go 4 women, 3 guys. And now it's gone to, you have to alternate every 2 points between 4 men and 4 women.
With the majority female lines pulling then as well.
Well, so then they were like, even when we're having a dominant women line on the field, they're still not touching the disc. So now they have to pull. I have a theory that eventually they're going to have to like pick up every other disc, or it's going to eventually get to the point where like, the point is you're having to force mixed because it's not happening, let's say, naturally.
Due to whatever reason.
Due to whatever reason.
Masculinity, people just running to this quicker when there's a turn, whatever the reason.
And this isn't necessarily I'm not saying this as if it's my opinion. I'm saying this as if this is what's happened in the game, and these are the changes that WFDF has made to try and combat this. So it's not...
Because, there's the big drive of inequality in the mixed game itself, and WFDF is trying to address it from a rule / let's call it systemic point of view.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so this isn't my opinion that this is happening. This is happening, and this is what WFDF's doing about it. Okay, I don't know where it was.
Talking about the ways WFDF is trying to address the inequalities currently in mixed, and the progression of starting with 2-5, up until where we are now.
Well, I guess, okay, so those are some thoughts on mixed in general. I'd love to talk about mixed specifically within the South African and Cape Town context, because I think that's where the heart of the issue lies here. Goes kind of beyond some of those things. And I'll talk specifically about my experience at Maties, maybe.
Okay, I think that's a good place to start. We need you to vote. Go vote. Because I just care about you.
Yeah, you vote.
We need you.
Please vote.
To vote.